That's the way that the system is designed. System is growth, stem means to stop. So basically, a word is a gram. What's a gram? A gram is a weight. So when you're given these weights to put on your head, you become like lead, and you have to be led by a leader. But when you create the words, you're not led, you're free to do what you want, and you're free to program. Let's go back to education. What does education mean? Educate means the money from the duke's money. So basically, you want to be educated, that means you've been trained to be somebody else's money. That's why they say you're talented. What's talented? Talented comes from the Greek word, which means more money. That's why they talk about currency, more money. So basically, you are being trained, because if you look at the word learn, you see inside the word learn is the word earn. You're training to understand, not overstand. So you're training to work for someone. They're not teaching you how to set up your own business. They're teaching you to be subjected to somebody else. So in analogy of a football team, it's set up for us to lose.
I think we're wise for bringing the team commentaries.
Exhibit 10.
Right, I'm not going to dispute the word or phrase alien, because I used to live in New York, and an alien is exactly what you say, and then that's how you're referred to as somebody from outside has come within. But I'd like to move away from that, and I'd like to ask you a very simple question, which has been sort of bugging me from the beginning. If you strip away the language that we currently use, how do we communicate? What have you got to replace it? Because it'll be total chaos. You strip away the language that everybody has been trained from birth to use, and all of a sudden we're told, well, that's not to stop using. So how do we communicate? Do we go back to the Egyptian way of painting on the walls? I mean,
defense. Okay, all right. What is the ultimate purpose of language? Effectively, is to communicate ideas to yourself of thoughts that you have. The problem that you have is because you're speaking in a foreign language or a foreign way of actually thinking, you're only as intelligent as the language you use. So if you actually have a thought that extends beyond what you're thinking, you basically lose the ability to think into the deeper sciences within your mind. You can no longer communicate certain things that come to you. You'll find that if a different language expresses, like they say, the Eskimos have 10 ways of saying the word water. They've got 10 different ways because they've got 10 different depths of aspects they understand about that word water. We only have the word water. So we're restricted with the language that we use in order to communicate. Sorry?
H2O.
H2O, exactly. But yeah, we've got, again, there's different things because there's different energy levels in what that water can do. The ultimate aim, as they say, with what James is trying to do here, is when he's talking about the Egyptians, you see, words create a vibration, they charge the environment that we're in. So when you say something, what you're effectively doing is causing the energy around you to create a magnetism that creates that event towards you. So when you're using a word to sort of put yourself down, you're creating that event to come to you to put yourself down. Now, when you have these different terms as well, they block off your ability to hear different thoughts coming into your mind, because essentially you say that these things don't exist. That's what you're taught. You don't actually have the language to communicate with a higher thinking within yourself, be it your ancestors, be it whoever. They're trying to communicate to you all the time, but according to your Western understanding, these things don't exist. So therefore, if we play the game, because again, appreciate that we have English, and we use that as a way of communicating, describing images we see in our mind. But when someone has a dream and they have all these different visions coming to them, the reason why they can't articulate them because they don't have the language in order to do that. So therefore we have to, when he's talking about going back to the Kemetic roots, the original roots, language at that time was to enable you to talk to the elements around you. So that therefore you can manipulate reality with your words. The reason why we could cause it to rain. you can cause the sun to come out, all different things to take place because you were speaking the language of that element that existed outside. Go.
Okay. And your name, please, just in case.
My name is Robert Abeng. I'd like to say something about this in the etymology because I haven't really heard anyone talking about concept, but concept is very important because the word is brainwashed according to the English language. Brainwashed, everyone's a puppet running around, we're far removed from the issue. And the people at the head of it are making sure that those underneath them stay brainwashed. Hold on. No one can get inside my brain. I wash my brain myself. So that means then that I'm not brainwashed. That means someone's trying to put rubbish in my brain. So English is a program. So when they tell you it's brainwashed, then you have to take the word apart and say, wait, brainwash, no, wash my own brain. They fill our head with rubbish. So we've got to get rid of the rubbish, so we have to wash our brain. So my brother knows exactly what to do. English is called grammar because it's a program. And people sat down and they organised how they was going to use it to enslave the planet. They're very clever people. They got a program. We are in it. So we have to wash our brain.
Anyone from the floor? Yes? Brother Nick is going to come to you. Brianna, please. Okay, very quickly, Adam. Sister, make your way to the front. Go on.
Yeah, I'm here in the defense of my brother Jamas because, they have been sending us to the recreation center and we end up wrecking creation. Them of us are rejuvenation and the whole same set of the generation don't even know who them is. The boy don't even know some boy and the girl don't even know some my girl. You understand? And we look on in two other words because we all were in laughter here, didn't we? Yes. What language were we laughing in? And when we cry, what language do we cry? Now we have to look at ourselves, and I'm here to defend my brother all the time.
Now, I think what I would say is that the panel did the best that they could do with the facts that we were given and the information that we received. I tend to swing more in favour of the defence, yes, because I feel that they perhaps articulated, I think somebody here was saying that the better you are with words, the easier it is to get your message across, to be understood, etc., etc.
Alright, do you think we should have a part two? Yeah. I do think we have a part two. This is a fantastic event, very informative, very inspiring, and very educational, right? And I think we need to have a part two. And obviously next time, we're going to be a bit more organised. We want to be willing for that. And start fun time, sister saying she's right. We did start fun time. And we get more contribution coming from. But to me, it's a very informative event. Yes, my sister.
I've put these on your seat. If you haven't got one, let me know. If you can fill it out, give us some comments for our next event. So if you hand it back to me, so anyone got any one of these? At least one? And the Speakers Club will be on the 27th of March, and the topic is education. It will be here, and it's from 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock.
Jam said the last word.
And I'd just like to thank everybody for attending. Thank you for listening to me. I hope I've given you some information that you can use. And I'll be starting, in relation to what you were saying, I'll be starting some classes in April the 10th. Yeah, we'll be starting. We'll be starting classes at April the 10th right here in relation to higher learning, higher reasoning. Because if we can create the pyramids, we must be able to teach ourselves. We can't let other people teach, especially our younger ones. It's time for us to take it ourselves, and we can teach ourselves. Thank you once again.
Thank you.